What's up, y'all? Back. I think there's a storm rolling in. Might pull out one of my foldy chairs and go watch it. Yeah, hold on a second. Might pull out one of my foldy chairs. Got some mean looking clouds out here. Over in front of me. Yeah, look at that. Hold on, let me adjust y'all up. What's up, you? User. Watching a storm outside, bruh. Look at them mean ass clouds coming in. Yeah. You wanna watch the storm with me? In the thunder roll, cracks and nickel pop. I see flashes over top of my homestead. I wonder if it have a tornado drop from out of it. That right there is a gnarly cloud, though. What's up, Sands? How you doing? Right here watching the lightning flash in this nice vocal. Thanks. You keep your eyes right up in there. I see that old tornado up in the sky, running right on down. I lost my rhythm. Oh well. Oh well. 1,000,000 volts, hell yeah. I'm gonna go get my hammer out of my truck. I'm gonna stand in front of the camera and go, I am Thor. Whoa. Hell yeah. That was pretty cool. Do it again. Nothing. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. One more time. What's up, Grace? How you doing? We're sitting out here watching the storm roll in. If you'll notice, we've got one hell of a cloud down in here, and then we've got thunder rolling up in here. What up? Hell yeah, thank you, Cassidy. I appreciate that. Yep, we had 30K views the last couple of months. Actually, it was in the last 3 weeks. I've had that. I had 30K views in the last 3 weeks. And that was for everything. Somebody's firing off. Holy shit. Tommy motherfucking Lee. What up, C. White? I didn't see your message till just now. What up, bro? Yeah, we're sitting out here watching the storm roll in. Got hell of a dark cloud down here, and then all this right here just came out of nowhere. Let me see if I can swivel here. All that just came out of nowhere. Yeah, Mama C's around. She's in the house right now. She had 4 teeth pulled out of her mouth the other day, about 7 days ago, and she still ain't healed up right. Black Lion, I'm so ready for fall. I'm done with the humidity. You say that now till fall gets here and then switches over to winter just like that. I'm not ready for fall. I'm still trying to grow a garden, damn it. I ain't got shit this year for gardening. I don't think I started it early enough. Be right back. Sorry, had to run in real quick to deal with something. Beautiful view, though. I know, right? That's what I'm saying. This cloud right here is the gnarly one. That one over there is just dark. Unswivel my thing here. That one over there is just dark. This one right here is the gnarly cloud. It's just unlocking your car to go to work. It's 100 degrees inside. What kills me. Hey, I feel you, Cassidy. I remember them days when I used to do landscaping after a long day out in the heat, getting into the car right after work. Holy shit. Luke, what's up, bro? Hey, are you the same Luke that tried to say his mother said some bullshit about me? If you are, I'm going to give you a warning right now. Do not talk about any of that garbage on my YouTube because it's complete bullshit and I will not allow it. The first time you bring any of that kind of bullshit up, of defamation of character that's completely not true, I will block you from my channel. So if this is the same Luke, don't fucking do it, bro. I won't allow that kind of bullshit on my channel. I put up with it last time. Wait, no, I'm Chandler. Oh, okay. What's up, Chandler? How you doing? I had a Luke a while ago. That's why I said that. Remember the one who had my channel removed? Oh, yeah, I gotcha. I remember you now. Yeah, I had a Luke Hinder on here before, and I think it was somebody else. But I had to say it because of the fact it looked like his name. So I had to check that shit. No disrespect to you. I know who you are now. What up, Chandler? How you doing, bro? Yeah, I had some dude hop in here with that name like a month or two ago and try to say that he heard some blasphemous shit about me that wasn't true. And he really killed the mood in my channel, man. We was having another one of our nights where we just hang out like this and talk and hang out like a family, and he come in there with that shit and ruined everything. So, nothing against you, bro. I know who you are now. Guys, 3 more weeks and I'll be done with those classes. No, you're all good, man. I understand people bringing that bull into y'all stuff, but I've been working actually a lot more, doing a lot better than I used to. How are you? I'm doing all right, brother. I'm currently going through the victim awareness classes because that guy that victimized me and mom, I don't know if you remember that or if you were around for that, but my wife was sexually assaulted by a guy that used to live right next door to us. And I made him scared enough to where they moved. And then when they moved, they started doxing pictures of my daughter and my family all over the internet, harassing us for months on end after me calling it into the cops and feeling like nobody was doing anything. Until finally one day I mentally snapped and I got on my internet platform on YouTube and I openly threatened his life by name. And I told him I was going to track him down, which I did start to. And it made him cry bitch and go to the cops, and the cops took their side instead of doing what they were supposed to do and follow through with the investigation on what happened to my wife. I mean, shit, it took them a week before I went to court with this jackass before they actually came out and did any kind of investigation with my wife, did any kind of report, any of that. So I'm currently doing the victim awareness class right now, and I've got maybe like 3 weeks left. Yeah, I'm always on high alert, bro. It's nothing against you. I know you understand. I appreciate you too, Cassidy. You're always welcome in here, family. I mean, you've got the no troll on me sticker. Well, you did was right protecting your family. Exactly. And I get told that every time I tell my story. Like, even in this victim awareness class, when I first went, she was throwing around, everybody in this room is a victimizer. Everybody in this room is guilty of a crime. And I stayed after that class, my very first class, and I looked the instructor right in the face and I said, I'm not trying to come off as an asshole, and I'm not trying to even be ignorant to you, but not all of us are here for the same fucking reason. I'm actually here because my victimizer got scared because I made him scared, and then in turn became a victim because he cried bitch, and the cops took his side instead of doing their fucking job. And I sat there and I told her my full story, and her jaw hit the floor. And we actually had somebody come in yesterday. It was a guest speaker to talk about her incident on how she became a victim and stuff like that. And it kind of shocked me because this lady that came in and was guest speaking, she was like, I really felt for this man, even though he beat me up and I'm laying on the ground bloody and I'm this, I'm that. He could have went a lot worse and he could have unalived me, but he didn't, and he was homeless. So I took it upon myself to divulge myself in his entire life. Like this lady was telling me that, or telling the class that, like she took it upon herself to figure out that he was adopted, that he was in foster care and shit like that, and that he was homeless and that he was suffering with mental illness, and she took it upon himself to visit him in the mental health clinic and shit like that. And I'm like, I get that you need closure. When it came around for everybody to ask questions, I looked right at her, and the first question I asked her, and it kind of stumped her, and it kind of made her sit back in her seat. I asked her, I was like, what possessed you? And I'm not being ignorant when I say this. What possessed you to actually give a shit about your victimizer in the way that you did? Because I know in my experience, the reason why I'm here is because my victimizer did something and I in turn got mad about it. Like I got emotionally mad, blood red mad, to where I wanted to unalive this motherfucker. And I just don't see how a person can have a traumatic experience like that and then turn around and care about their victimizer in such a way that you did. So I'm just wondering what possessed you to do that. And she kind of looped around the question a few minutes and then she went to somebody else. And then after she got to like the fourth person asking a question, she came back to me and she was like, and she referred to a poem. She was like, they say the most anger comes out when something you love is threatened, basically, is what she said. And I just shook my head and I was like, yeah, that's exactly what I went through. Something I loved was severely threatened and she almost died because of the shit that he did. So, I mean, I guess it's part of the chorus. You got a guest speaker come in there and they're taking a risk by themselves because, they got to relive that shit every single time they talk about it. I really don't personally care because every time I talk about it, I vent in such a way that I'm still getting the truth out. I'm still telling the truth on what happened. It's not my story. It's not my truth. It is the truth. And I don't give a fuck what anybody's opinion is on it. It is the truth. And, the fact that I got mad in such a way. Somebody just started shooting off fireworks. Merca! In the middle of me talking. But yeah, the fact that I got mad in such a way that, like, I felt like my family was threatened, that says a lot about my moral character. Because normally I'm a laid back guy. Normally I don't give a shit about anything. Like, I let things roll off my back. And it's something that, to think about. And one thing that I will say that I've picked up about being in this victim awareness class is the fact of being aware of the fact that you are a victim and not to take it to an extreme level to where the law won't be on your side. You know what I'm saying? Don't get angry about it because then the law don't give a shit about you. They'll prosecute you just the same as they would that person, and if not, let that person roll off. Been working all day. All right, Luke, take it easy, bro. Yay, 4th of July is coming. Hell yeah. And I understand, man. Something you love was threatened. You was held down, wasn't playing around. No, I wasn't. You have my full attention right now. Artistry, artsy fartsy. Yeah, man, it's like, even though you're being victimized by somebody, don't let yourself get too emotionally involved to where you mentally snap. Keep trying to make them avenues. Keep trying to take them courses on um, on trying to take other routes without getting yourself mad. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what you're talking about, but I think it's meant for me. Well, artsy fartsy, I was telling about a story about myself, and I've talked about it a lot on my channel. Like it's not a secret. Like I've openly spoke about it. All right, man. Tell mama stay safe and love you, man. Please be safe. Hell yeah, bro. I'm always safe, man. I take care of myself. But yeah, artsy fartsy. Last year, my wife was sexually assaulted by somebody, and they used to live right next door to me. And they were scared, I guess, and they moved. And then after they moved, I kept trying to call the cops and make reports about it, and nothing was being done, and everybody was thinking it was a big fucking joke. Until finally, this guy and his wife started doxing my child and my other two children and my wife and myself on the internet with blasphemous stuff. Like they were talking trash on us, doxing our address, and I was having people show up at my house, and I was almost ready to fight a couple of them. Like I kept feeling like I didn't have any help. Nobody gave me any kind of a guidance on what to do for my wife, and I got mad and I mentally snapped because the cops weren't doing their job. And I openly used my platform to threaten this guy's life by name. And he cried bitch and called the cops. And I got in trouble. So I've been in a victim awareness class for the past couple of days. And I guess that's the point on where you came in. I was talking about, don't let yourself get emotionally involved. Because even if it's an emotionally involved topic, you've got to pull yourself away. You've got to keep a level head because being a victim only goes so far because you can be a victim, but as soon as you show anger and get angry because you feel like you're alone and feel like nothing's being done, the cops will turn on you because you're a victimizer because can then call the cops on you and they'll take their side. At least that's how it happened for me here in Iowa. Here in Iowa, the cops are bullshit. Like this guy is still cyber stalking me on my YouTube, and I've actually made a video on that. And I've got a paper with like 17 call numbers on it. The judge told me to keep calling it in and making a report, but the cops never make a report. They just give me a call number. So I've got a list of like 17 fucking call numbers because I'm doing what the judge told me to do. And yet this guy is breaking his peace order. He's committing a Class C felony by cyber stalking me online because when you put a peace order on somebody and you being the peace holder, even if you cyber stalk that person, you're breaking your own order. A peace order means no contact on both sides, no third party contact, nothing. It means you forget they even exist and move on about your life. This guy ain't doing it. Very similar situation. I'm sorry you're living in a similar situation, fam. I really am. I turned on the police and they turned on me. Yeah, I mean, it's a rough topic, It's a very delicate topic, but I will say this is 100% meant for me. I will say that being in this victim awareness class, like we had a guest speaker yesterday and she was talking about how she got beat up by this guy and how she felt like he wasn't all there before he beat her up, and like he was kicking her in the face and stuff, and like she went above and beyond to learn everything about this man. Like she learned where he grew up, that he was adopted, that he was homeless, that he had mental illness. She fought for him to go to a hospital instead of jail. And then she fought to go see him and sit down and talk to him. Like, I get a level of closure there, but she went completely a step further and dived into this man's life in such a way that I didn't understand because to me, in my experience, and I even asked her this, I was like, what made you care about your victimizer in such a degree? Because in my experience, the guy that victimized my family, it made me mad to where I openly threatened his life, and that's why I'm sitting in this room right now, because he cried bitch and got me in trouble. So, I mean, I get it, you know, and she understood where I was coming from also, because she honestly couldn't answer my question. But she did loop around and tell me that, you know, when you show anger when something like that happens, she said, I'm sure if I was like an outside party, I'd get angry if somebody did something to a loved one of mine. I'd get angry. She said, they say when you show anger in a situation like that, it's because something you love was jeopardized. And that's exactly what happened in my situation. Like, hands down. And I'm actually glad you came in tonight and talked to me. If you feel like this message is for you, man, just try not to take everything personally to a level where you let your emotions override your judgment, because that's what happened to me. I mean, even though it was an 8 month buildup. I still let my emotions get the best of me, because I'm from Texas. I've got a hot head. I've got a short fuse. I'm that bomb that'll break through a door and beat the fuck out of somebody. Like, I'm that guy. And I held it together for almost 8 months for my wife, because she was going through it on herself. Like, she's got dissociation disorder now because of all this. She don't even like going outside. She works at a job to where she has to work for employers that there's not a lot of people around. Like, she can't work in highly populated areas anymore because she don't trust anybody. And so, like, I was holding it together for her. And then after about the 8th month of the cops not doing anything and writing it off, and every time I'd call, I'd get laughed at or hung up on or not took seriously. Like, I was having people threaten to come to my house and shit because of these fuckers, man. And, like, I mentally snapped. I full on mentally snapped. And I actually put myself in therapy because of this shit before it was court ordered. Like, before the judge even put it on the court order. I looked right at him in the courtroom and I told him exactly what I did. Hands down, I said exactly what I did. Yeah, I threatened him. It was an 8th month buildup because he was posting pictures of my fucking children on the internet. I looked right at him. I said, any father in their right mind, in my opinion, would probably snap. After so long of the cops not doing anything. And the judge had my side. The judge took my side, which is why I have a deferred judgment on my record. So, like, oh, Bobby Joe, you're awesome, fam. Thank you so much. Sounds like a catch-22. I'm sorry, I got carried away talking. I didn't even see your comment. I'm sorry. So what's the resolution, though, other than you changing? My resolution is the next time that kind of shit happens, I'm going to keep my mouth shut and handle business. But praise be to God that kind of shit never does happen to my wife again, because I pity the fool. I really do. Bobby Joe, you're awesome. Thank you for coming in, fam. Hey, bro. I can't hang around long, just popping in to say good day. Good day, Josh. Welcome. We're out here watching storms, bro. Can I ask your advice on what I should do? Well, I mean, I can give you the best advice possible, but I'm not the best to give advice. I'm the first one to tell you I am not the one, bro. I'm learning my life just as much as you're learning yours. Everybody's life is different. My neighbor is a confidential informant and dealer. He has 4 people last 6 years. I would report that shit. Document everything and report it. I wouldn't make any phone calls though. Actually go into a police district. Go in person and talk to somebody. Nobody's untouchable, bro. If the police won't do anything, go to your commissioner. Seriously. And if they don't do anything, go to the state's attorney. The state's attorney would love that shit. Tell him what's going on. That's what I've been doing. I've been actually talking directly to a state's attorney. Call the state's attorney and then call the state police. And document everything. Don't touch anything. Document it. Yeah, see, I would start posting that shit on YouTube. Show the world what they're doing. Accountability. It's a big thing. Transparency. It's a big thing. Show the world how transparent that fucking justice system is. That's what I'm fixing to start doing. I'm getting ready to go public with my story again. I'm gonna show the world what's been happening. Yeah. Yeah, see, if you go out there and take pictures of it and videos of it, then they can't do shit. They can't make the evidence disappear. Then you've got documentation of it. Post the shit to YouTube. Show the world just how dirty these motherfuckers are. Full transparency to crooked cops. Start posting it, man. You've got a channel, Artsy Fartsy. You've got 917 subscribers. You're able to go live. You should be. Do a live stream. Show everybody. No, you don't dox the fuck out of yourself. Don't use any names. I'm sure your neighbor doesn't know that you have a channel. Don't show any house numbers. Don't use any names. Just be like this disgusting neighbor of mine. And show the evidence, man. You don't have to blur, bro. Just make sure you don't get the house number in any of your videos or your pictures. And if you want to learn how to blur, download the app called Vllo, V-L-L-O. It's called Vllo, V-L-L-O. You can blur images, segments of it. Like you can blur little patches of it. V-L-L-O, Vllo. Yep, that's it. Thought I'd turn that off. I understand what it's like to have kids that you're worried about, man. Trust me. You're good. Don't be sorry. Only be sorry if you don't do anything about it. Because then you never know. One of your kids might step on that shit and get hepatitis. The only way to be sorry is if you don't stand up for yourself. Oh, your son is about the same age as my daughter then. My youngest daughter's 4. I know how I'd feel. I'm that dad that something happens to my kids, my temper goes through the roof 0 to 100 really fast. That's fucked up. Yeah, post some videos, man. If I see it, I'm willing to even help you get awareness out there because I got a large following. I got a lot of people that follow me. I got a lot of people that respect me. The town that I live in, everybody here waves to me after hearing my story. I'm sure everybody in this town knows it by now. Oh, I'm glad you stopped by, Artsy Fartsy. I try to be there for anybody that's trying to help themselves, but I have had some bad experiences myself on the interweb trying to help people. Like there's this country chicken fucker out in West Virginia that I tried to help. And then his lies made a lot of people turn against me. And then they all jumped on the beat up Black Lion bandwagon. They weren't successful because I was able to eliminate almost all of them. I won't be tread upon. But I'm kind of standoffish about helping people. But in your situation, man, you've got kids. You got to do what you got to do, you know. Show them why you're doing what you're doing. Maybe it'll change their perspective. See, they're probably only hearing the police's perspective. Show them yours. But I'm going to go ahead and get off here, guys. Artsy Fartsy. Stay in touch, fam. I'm always here. I always answer people. I love each and every one of you. Everybody stay blessed. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you want to buy some good quality merch, go to my merch link in my bio. Got some good merch on there. And every proceed that I make from selling merch from now until next Christmas, you guys are going to help me buy gifts for the homeless down there at the homeless shelter in Des Moines. So, that being said, I love you. Remember, life takes guts. Don't take shit from nobody.